What's going on, guys? It's Magic and welcome to the video. This is it. I'm going to teach you guys how you can overnight grind on an iOS device, so iPad, iPhone, iPod if they still make those, or an Android device like a regular Samsung phone. Quick disclaimer, two disclaimers. One, your devices are not designed to do this. They are going to overheat and you are going to shorten their lifespan by doing this because laptops, iPads, notebooks, iPhones, Android phones, all that sort of stuff, they're not designed for gaming. And disclaimer number two is for the iOS, we are going to use Switch controls, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before, but I've gone ahead and done a lot more research. Okay, so you hear the term Switch controls, you might think, doesn't work, tried it before. Trust me, do it my way. I've figured out the timing, I have figured out the amount of taps required, and for the last 14 days, I've been doing this. The first couple of days I failed. It didn't fully go overnight. I would get like 3 or 4 hours worth of grinding. The last 8 days in a row, I have gotten consistently 7 to 8 hours worth of grinding without the account logging out. So I'm pretty sure I got this figured out. Alrighty, so you've got a rough idea of where the button's gonna be. And trust me, it takes some fiddling with to get it correct, but you can move around where you're standing and stuff and eventually the tap will be correct. Then you want to go into your settings and we're going to go into accessibility. We're going to scroll down to the bottom and go to accessibility shortcuts, which is right at the bottom, and you're just going to make sure that only Switch control is ticked. All the others need to be off. Then scroll back up to physical and monitor, go into the second option, which is Switch control, and this is where we're going to set everything up. I'm just going to quickly delete my settings and I'll start over with you guys. Now, I know you've probably seen all this before and you're still doubting me, but trust me, things get better. First of all, when you tap Switch control, a lot of your devices will have a little pop-up that says, are you sure you want to use this? And it'll have cancel or it'll have okay. On the latest version of the iOS at the time of this video, it's bugged out. So if you want to get rid of it, you have to very, very quickly tap on Switch controls, then quick yes, as quickly as you can before it loads. Just keep trying to do it until you figure it out, and then till you get to the point where if you tap Switch controls on, nothing happens, maybe a little blue block shows up, but it no longer has a pop-up that gets in your way. All right, now we're gonna go into switches. We're gonna add a new switch. We're gonna go screen, full screen, and then select item. Then we're gonna go recipes. We're going to create a new recipes. I'm just gonna call it AC because that's originally what I had it. Assign a switch, which will be the full screen switch. And then we're going to do a custom gesture. Now, this is where my method completely differs from all the other ones you'll find out there because my method is specific to BubbleGum Simulator. Most people will tell you to quickly tap all over the place and then press save so that you get 5 really fast taps in between every tap. We don't want that. We want our taps to last as long as possible. It's 5 seconds long per repeat of the switch. So we want the full 5 seconds to extend our time as long as possible. If you do the quick one and it takes 2 seconds, or that took less than a second, your switches will reset every single second. So if you tap 60 times, you would get 60 seconds of your switch. We don't want that. We want 5 seconds. So when we tap 60 times, we get 5 times 6. So instead of 60 taps, we would get 300. You can see it gets 5 times longer. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a custom gesture. We're going to tap roughly where we believe the auto hatch is going to be. We're going to tap once, and then you're going to watch this blue bar along the bottom here. Wait right until it's about to fill up, then tap one more time just for safety. Once it's filled up, press save. That's your long tap. That is your 5-second tap, and that is the most important part. So once you've got all of your switches set up, your settings are fine, don't forget to go recipes, launch recipe, and press AC or Autoclicker, or else nothing is going to happen. This is different per iPad, but if your iPad still has a home button, then you tap it 3 times. If it doesn't have an home button, then you have to press your power button 3 times fast. So 1, 2, 3. All right, switch keys are on and it says it's configured to AC, which is Autoclicker. Now, basically what happens with a switch key is you tap once and then it's going to press our first tap, and then roughly 5 seconds later, it's going to tap again, and now it's off, okay? It should have actually stopped me from blowing bubbles. It's weird that it didn't double register that, but basically it tapped for us, it waited 5 seconds, and then if I tap my screen twice, so watch, 1, 2, it will do 2 taps. So it's tapped, waiting right till the end of the 5 seconds, then it will tap again, wait right to the end of the 5 seconds, and then it will disappear. The little black circle on your screen shows you that it's activated. You can see it disappeared because it's now finished. Now that I've turned my switch keys back off, I'm gonna try and position myself here. All right, I have got it. It is now able to click auto hatch. What's cool about this is, because we all have auto hatch, yeah, it's just gonna keep going. But obviously, Ethan, after 20 minutes, I'm gonna get logged out. Exactly, you are gonna get logged out. That's why we want the long click. Check this out. We've already established that if I click twice, 1, 2, it's going to double the switch clicks. So basically we have the one tap that lasts for 5 seconds, but because I tapped twice, it's going to do that twice, which is 10 seconds. So I found that for every minute that I spend tapping, it does just under 1 hour worth of taps where it will keep you logged in. So before I go to bed every night, like a lunatic, an absolute crazy person, I do this. I go to my iPad and I tap at about this speed for 8 minutes. 8 entire minutes. Yeah, that's right. How dedicated are you to BubbleGum Simulator? How much do you want that secret pet? Because this is what I do, roughly at this speed for a minute. And that gets me about an hour's worth of grinding. Sometimes I'll do like 2 minutes, take a bit of a break, and I'll just leave it, and maybe I'll come back 10-15 minutes later after I brush my teeth, and I'll tap for another couple of minutes, set up my video for the night, tap for another couple of minutes, and then we're good to go. I'm gonna refer to the monitor now, but as you guys can see, this black dot that is tapping the auto button, it's not disappearing, because I've tapped maybe 100 times, right? So it's going to do one tap every 5 seconds, 500 times, and that's how it's gonna work. The reason I made the gesture so specific is I don't want that little dot all over the place like in other tutorials for the Switch controls. This way it works. It's precision, it's a pain in the butt, but it works. People on iPads, iPhones, and whatnot who are better than me at controlling these devices, because I am not good at iPads, you guys can probably do this no trouble whatsoever. So I tapped that for maybe 30 seconds, so I've probably got like 25 to 30 minutes worth of grinding right here. I'm not going to sit through all of it. I'm going to teach you an extra little trick. So if you were to triple tap your power button because you want the Switch controls to turn off, nothing will happen. It's not going to turn off until they're finished. But say your parents are like, yo, I need the iPad. Give me the iPad, little Timmy. All you got to do is lock your device. So just boop. Once your device is locked, the Switch controls will stop. The Switch controls tapping every 5 seconds will stop you from getting logged out after 20 minutes. I have done it for 8 days in a row. I have hatched 2 BGS plaques using this method on an alt account purely for the iPad. It works. It is a pain in the butt, but it works. Alrighty guys, on to the Android device. So I've just got a phone. I don't have an Android tablet or anything like that. This one's really easy. Android is like having a small computer. Apple is like having a small computer, but 90% of its features are being locked behind like, well, a wall. You can't access the majority of the computer that is an Apple device. So Android's super, super easy. Just head over to the App Store or whatever this is called, the Play Store or something like that. Everything on here should be relatively virus-free, but just to make sure you're not looking at adware or anything like that, when you search up Autoclicker, you're just gonna go with the one that has the most downloads. It's really, really not that difficult. So the Autoclicker automatic tap, which is, there's 2 ads here. So Autoclicker 2020, that's an ad, probably trash. And then Fast English to I don't know how to say those words, but again, it's an ad, so it's probably trash. Go to the third one, the Autoclicker automatic tap. This one I've already got installed, but it has 10 million plus downloads, and that is what makes me think, yeah, this one is worth giving a shot. So once you got it installed, just open it up. This one's super easy to use. You only need the single target mode. Go into your settings and just make sure that it is set to run indefinitely. So not for an amount of time, not for a number of cycles, run it indefinitely, which means until you turn it off. You can also set the intervals as much as you want. 100 milliseconds is fine. In fact, looking at it where it says the time below 40 milliseconds can freeze your device, why not just go to seconds and just set it to go like every 10 seconds? That way it's not clicking like mad and it's not breaking your device. Let's also check out the instructions here. So there's going to be a play button, so on and so on. Actually, this is really super explanatory for itself. So tap enabled and you can see the little overlay has appeared on the side of my screen, and now I can control where this little blue clicker is. Into Roblox BubbleGum Simulator. I'm sure this is super easy for the majority of you, but I'm going to put it in the video anyway. You can do this on a public server. I do it on a private server. My phone should turn on its side now for BGS. There we go. All right, so side BGS. It won't fully fit on the screen. Don't do that. Maybe move your Autoclicker up a little bit if you're like me and your phone size is a bit wonky. All right, we're in the game and we're loaded. Now, for my phone, this is very, very pixelated, but I think that's to do with the size changes. Ignore that. You can see what's happening. I'm not going for quality here. So we go to our egg just like we would have before. Now, I didn't do this in the last one, but you should tap your settings and lock your bubbles. This just makes life super easy. Then we're going to position our screen however we want it. Move the blue guy onto there. So it moved my screen a little bit in Roblox, so you might just have to sort of work it out so that it comes together. And then we just press play. There we go. Now it's just going to keep clicking, keep hatching eggs. Can I get secret pet on camera, please? Probably not. This will keep hatching eggs. Every 10 seconds, it's going to tap and you will not disconnect for being AFK. This one was really easy. Honestly, that is all there is to it. And then when you want to stop, you just press the pause button and bada boom, you are done. You can now run either a second account or maybe your main account because this is your main device. You can run these overnight. It is important to note that they do need to be plugged into the charger or they will go flat, and this is going to make your devices overheat. Alrighty guys, so editing this is going to be a massive pain in the butt, but hopefully this helped you out. I really have to stress, stay diligent with the iPhone or the iPad, the iOS method. It can be a little bit finicky, but once you get used to it like I did, I failed for 6 days before I was able to get it working 8 days in a row. So it takes a little bit, but in the long run, it is definitely worth it. Leave a like on today's video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell if you're interested in BubbleGum Simulator content and Roblox content on the side. Thank you all for watching, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye!